I met a gypsy.
It's the little brother syndrome too. It doesn't happen often. Well, it does. It's 50-50. You see a lot of brothers where the older brother is like the success and the younger brother maybe isn't into it as much, like the Stewarts. James is like one of the gnarliest dudes to ever ride a dirt bike, whatever. Malcolm is sick too, but he wasn't always into it. He liked to fish, and he didn't take it all the way serious, where James was just a winning machine from the minute I ever saw him, when he was like 8 years old, right? But then there's the other stories sometimes where the younger brother, because they chase their whole life, they chase their brother. They have something to chase their entire life. And Hunter is sick too. So it's like you have this older brother who is unbelievable, but you're going to chase him around your entire life. So you've got a little something extra too, because you've just been chasing this dude that's better than you your whole life. And I love seeing how they act together. And I you probably noticed on the broadcast, I play into it. I try to provoke Jet the most, because I'm an older brother. I'm the older brother, so I'm Team Hunter. Like, all those things I'm saying about Jet, I still want Hunter to beat Jet, because I'm an older brother. I want the older brother to win. So I provoked them a little bit, but I love the fact that when it's all said and done, Hunter loops his bike, they're hugging on the podium, they're pouring things on each other, because really, I think it's worked. When you're Hunter, you got this little freak show brother who's just breathing down your neck like your whole life, probably like beating your records. And then if you're Jet, you got this badass big brother, and you want to be like him, maybe even better. So it's like they've had this like little fueled relationship that's driven them. And again, I know they went through hard times, but the one thing they did have was each other. And it's good to have someone in your corner that's going through it like you are, but is finding success. I'm sure Jet, watching his brother find that success during their roughest times, he got to see that. You know what I mean? Like, it's one thing to hear someone's tough times and go, wow, and be inspired. It's another thing to be a little kid and watch it. You know what I mean? So he's watched his brother fight through a family struggle, help the family make the way over here. And now he's like driven to do his part too, I think. And there's a lot of drive between those two. And the fact that they talk shit, but they're so close, and like they really do care about the other one, but they also are fueled by the other one. I mean, it's like the Baker Factory, how he puts these guys against each other to help them drive each other up to the top. How about these two brothers, dude? They're gnarly. Like, they are gnarly. Like, they literally go into the outdoor nationals. Dude, I mean, J-Mart's, of course, just a monster outdoors, but, dude, Hunter and Jet, I flip a coin. I don't know which one of these two might get this thing, but, dude, they're both so gnarly, and it's crazy that they had that to drive themselves all the way through. And I love that, and I really do think this is going to happen. I believe at some point, I want you to remember this moment, too. There will be a year when Jet wins the 450 Supercross title and Hunter wins the 450 outdoor title. I really think it'll happen. 5 years. Well, I don't know how many years down the line. And that's going to be gnarly too, because you go back to their story, sleeping on floors, eating top ramen, leaving not even leaving their country, leaving their continent for the other half of the world, suffering. Those two are going to end up winning some titles. And that story is sick. These are kids. These were kids that had to go through this. It's one thing to be an adult. Like, dude, we've grinded, right? You've lived some gnarly days. These were kids doing it.
Yeah.
These were kids traveling around the world, suffering, knowing that mom and dad have no Dude, for them to go through that and be where I think they can be, that right there is that's a movie to me. That's a movie. And I think we need more of those movies. We need this sport, I think, to transcend out by telling these stories.
Yes.
These aren't all a bunch of little punk, little rich kids that all are all... No, these dudes went through some shit. And when they do win, that story needs to be told. And even for me, like, I love Cooper. Like, dude, I would consider him to be a friend, where Ken Roxon is not my friend. He's an acquaintance. He's a work acquaintance. I want Kenny to get one too, though.
Yeah.
Because I want that story told.
Well, you know the story.
He went through more... It's insane. It is, to me, if he was able to win a Supercross championship after what happened to him at Anaheim that year with the arm, we're talking maybe one of the best sports stories of all time, not just in this sport. That dude, they told him he might not be able to write his own name. If he wins a 450 Supercross, that's why there's a part of me where I'm not supposed to want it for anyone, but I want Kenny to get one, because I want to be able to tell that story and be like, y'all think this is great? Do you know what he did? Do you know what he came from? Do you know how many surgeries he had on that arm? And now he won? Like, I want that story to finish bad. Jet and Hunter, they'll get their story. Cooper has his story. I love when these guys... Eli, having all those years of failure, second, wins it. That's powerful. Cooper being, dude, just a 450 bum for a couple years. It's just not coming around. He's nobody. Everyone loses faith to come back and win. That's a story. Like, I want these guys, I want these stories told. And for me, Kenny, God, I want that one to happen bad. The Jet and Hunter one, I truly, unless something steers the course, they'll get their day, and then we can tell that story because it's badass. And it makes the sport look better than it even is because there's a real life story behind this dirt bike kid with his helmet on. You know what I mean? There's more to it than just, wow, he's sick on a bike. No. He was a little kid living in Europe, sleeping on a hardwood floor with eating top ramen. And now he's baddest dude in the world. Like, I want those to happen because I want those stories told.
If you enjoyed this content, please like and subscribe. And to listen to the full 3-hour podcast, search Gypsy Tales in your favorite podcast platform or click the link in the description below. Gypsy Gang.